Hi guys, it's Ashley with Couch Talk again, and I want to talk to you guys today about grief or grieving. You know, a lot of times when people think about that word, they're actually thinking about, losing a loved one, and you may have lost a loved one, be it, a long time ago or recently, and you haven't, grieved properly. That happens. People don't realize that it happened, but it happens, and it affects us in ways that are probably minute, but if you choose to deal with the grief appropriately, then you probably wouldn't even have to worry about those issues anyway. So, talking about grief, like I said, a lot of people think it comes from, someone passing in their family or a loved one passing. And yes, that's, what the grieving process stems from. But, we grieve in other ways as well, which causes a lot of, tension in our bodies, stress, overwhelm, emotional exhaustion. And we have to make sure that we take care of ourselves when we grieve things such as, bad relationships or giving up a relationship or moving on from a relationship, whether it be intimate, friendship, families, we lose people out of our lives all the time, be it for good reasons or bad reasons. And we move on without even taking time to grieve the process. Those type of things hurt, and we have to make sure that we are giving ourselves the necessary time to actually heal from those things that happen to us. Because, people talk about trauma all the time. Trauma don't have to be, abuse or assault or things like that. Trauma is just as important if it's a bad breakup or a relationship that you were in for a long time that, ended. Again, friendship, family, intimate, however you want to look at the relationship. Those things hurt too. And you have to be able to process through it in order to move on. Because those type of things haunt us in the back of our head, just the same as if we don't deal with grief from a family member passing away. So also you want to think about things that have happened from your past that was abusive trauma, or feeling unsafe, or, being neglected. Those type of things that have happened in your life that are just very traumatic for you from childhood or adulthood. But you were able to get out of those type of situations, and you're alive and you're well, and you're, for the most part, functioning okay, or normally, whatever normal may be, right? Everybody normal is classified different these days. But what I'm really trying to say is, you have to be able to grieve through those type of processes as well. A lot of times people absolutely positively do not take the time to move through the grieving process when it comes to past trauma and history of abuse and sexual trauma, or, even being neglected or feeling abandoned and things like that. People don't allow themselves to heal through that kind of stuff. So you have to go through the stages of grief in order to release those type of emotions that are in your life. Because if you always stressed out, if you always tense, if you always feel like you have to do this, if you have anxiety, if you are, always depressed, or an abundance of things that are always constantly going on. I mean, we know as human beings we're going to have some ounce of anxiety, some ounce of, minor depression, some ounce of poor sadness, some ounce of, stress. But if this is constant for you, if this is something that is causing you to be, again, emotionally exhausted all the time from having to, fight these type of other emotions, being overwhelmed and stress and the anxiety and extreme sadness, then that's a sign that you have grief that you have not processed through, and you really need to get back to that foundation of where that stemmed from, so you can start going through the steps to heal. All right. So grieving, taking time to go through the grieving process is important when it comes to healing your mind and your emotions, your spirit, and for your overall health, because this stuff takes a toll on you. Even if you don't know it, where those minor headaches coming from, or the tension in your shoulders all the time, or in your back and things like that, cramping, upset stomach. And if you're having that a lot, and it's really, I don't want to say not normal, but unusual, you may want to take a step back and see what's really going on, and evaluate, where you need to process certain things in your life. And it may not be grief. You may just genuinely be overwhelmed and going through some things, and it's okay. But either way, you have to get to the bottom of it so that you can start progressing in a more healthy way. All right. So until next time, I want you to leap off the couch into your new future, making sure that your healing process is complete. Take care.